Huh.
Hi, this is Aman. I am a computer science engineer by education. I did my undergrad in computer science from Delhi and then my master's from Austin, Texas. After which I joined Microsoft. I was a programmer in the Office team for about 3+ years in Seattle. After that, I wanted to move to product management. So I decided to study business as well as come back to India. So I joined ISP. I spent 1 year at ISP. After ISP, I joined Google as a product manager. I spent about 2 years at Google working on Google Apps, and after which I joined a young company called Practo last month. Practo designs product in health space to improve patient health and patient experiences when they go to doctors for their treatments. So as a PM, you wear multiple hats during one day. You are a strategist for your product, so you work with leadership and other product managers to make sure that to build a strategy for your product and to make sure that the strategy that you've been working on is robust given competitive landscape and any factor that can affect it. As a PM, you spend a lot of time with your engineers almost every day to make sure that the product that are under development, the product that is under execution is moving in the right way. Right features are being implemented, the prioritization is right. So engineers look up to you all the time, to make sure that the stuff that they are working on is actually going to be helpful, useful, and impactful. As a product manager, you work with various other teams like marketing to make sure that your launches are marketed in a proper way. You work with the support team to make sure that to understand what your customers are complaining about and to make sure that there is an appropriate support system around the product that you're launching. You work with the operations team to make sure that if there is an on-ground component for your product, that is well laid out. And so you basically work with every team that can possibly that has a possible bearing on your product. And that also plays a part in taking your product to the user, and that forms a part of the whole product experience in general. Because you are considered the owner of the product, and you are going to be you are generally very closely associated with the success and the failure of the whole product experience and not just the product that you are delivering. So there are 4 key things I believe that Google looks for in a product manager. First is your strong analytical skills, strong product skills, strong technical understanding, and fourth is a creative bent of mind. The kind of questions that are used to test these skills are not very different from what other product companies use. So you can definitely expect some estimation questions, which are used by consulting companies as well to test your analytical quotient. You can expect some product questions where you can be asked to give your opinions or your analysis on a product that maybe you like or a product that the interviewer wants to discuss with you. Then there is, of course, an engineering round at Google where an engineer talks to you, and he or she can be discussing your technical understanding of various products, of what goes under the hood, when a product is created. And fourthly, I talked about creative bent of mind. So, when all these questions are discussed, and an interviewer can be keeping an eye on how creative you are, in trying to think of things which, like in trying to think out of the box, of course, and trying to think from first principles and not trying to do a line of what existing products do and stuff like that. So I believe resume has only a limited usefulness when it comes to product management hiring. When it comes to applying for a product manager position in Google, resume definitely gets you in, but know that if you are a person with prior product experience, if you are a person with prior tech experience, especially in product companies, then I mean, if you basically hit just these couple of notes, then basically you are a great candidate to be interviewed at Google. So you are a great candidate to be at least given a try for your candidacy at Google. So just make sure when you're writing your resume that, all these strong points, that is your experience in your product companies, your tech background, have you started a company before, your MBA, of course, also helps. These things are brought out in your resume, and that should help you, that should help pave way for your interview, for being called for an interview at Google. So Google has one of the strongest product management programs on the planet. In fact, Google shaped the product management career in the Valley or anywhere else for that matter to a great extent. Interview process for a product manager at Google consists of various stages. The first part being, it starts of course with your resume. And after your resume is shortlisted, you're invited for a telephonic interview. You can have 1 or 2 telephonic interviews based on how they go. After that, you're called on site for face-to-face interviews. You meet, as a part of these interviews, you meet product managers, you meet engineers. Basically, what you are tested on are your analytical skills, your creative skills, your product skills, and your tech skills. After your face-to-face interviews, based on how they go, you generally meet a very senior level person in the product management ladder, and that's basically it. Once those interviews are over, they get back to you about how your interviews went and whether they are offering you a position or not. So when I hire a product manager, I would test 4 things primarily: his or her analytical quotient, second, product skills, third, resourcefulness, and fourth, technical depth. So all these 4 things I think come in really handy for a product manager to be successful. Now, how would I test these 4 things? So one can employ various kinds of questions to test these. Estimation questions, for example, can help in testing your analytical skills. A lot of consulting companies use that for the same reason. They have also been helpful for the same reason in product management interviews as well. To test your product skills, I can discuss products with you, your opinions and your analysis on products, how you think about them, how you strategize about them, how you think about new features that you can put into them, what is your commentary on the existing features, things like that. Then for technical depth, I believe is also very important for a product manager, especially because a big part of their job, a big part of their time at office, they spend working with engineers. So if a product manager has a technical depth, he or she has an easier time developing a rapport with the engineers. So the 4th thing I talked about was resourcefulness. This is maybe hard to measure, but I think a very important skill for a product manager to have, because product managers don't work in a dream setting. They work in a realistic setting, where they also have to be they have to deliver on the vision that they are working on, and they have to work with the resources that they have at hand. So these are the 4 things I believe a product manager should have, and I particularly value in a product manager.